Looking to make the rest of your life the best part of your life? Every week, the Words for Life podcast has principles and testimonies that will help us become a little better than we were yesterday. This will positively impact your life. Welcome to another Words for Life discussion. I'm your host, Terrence Farrell, aka T Farrell, and we got a real interesting episode today. Before we get started, just in case you don't know about Be More Today, it's a company, my partner and I, my buddy Sean, we run Be More Today. We are inspiring people to stay physically and spiritually fit. So you can check us out, www.bemoretoday.com, spell it all out. But today's special guest is the CEO of Chainless Fitness, our buddy Marquis Ellison. Now, Marquis, you might have remembered, if you check out the Be More Today show, he was on episode 2, but I wanted to bring him back because things have changed. He did episode 2 like right before the pandemic hit. So a whole lot of things have shifted. Wanted to bring him back on. He's a I want to say he's a career entrepreneur, but he's been an entrepreneur for a while. He's also a Crohn's disease survivor. So the topic the conversation gets real interesting. So just want you to help me welcome Marquis Ellison. Marquis, how you doing, bro?
What's going on, big bro? All is well, man. Thank you for having me on this Words for Life podcast, man. It's an honor.
That's what's up, man. That's what's good, man. You inspire me all the time. So let's get into it a little bit, man. You just officially opened the company Chainless. It's Chainless Fitness, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So is it just personal fitness? You doing Zoom fitness, or how you doing it right now?
Yeah, man. So appreciate that. Thank you for that. So Chainless Fitness is officially open for business. As he said, yeah. So Chainless Fitness, we offer personal training. We'll also be doing some group training as well, and doing Zoom videos and everything. So the personal training is virtual and in person. If you're in the New York area, we offer both. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about this, man. Fitness is something that I've been passionate about. As you said, I have Crohn's disease. So it's something that I've always been passionate about. And during the pandemic, I was like, let me go ahead and learn another a craft. Well, not learn another craft, but since I'm a big fitness enthusiast, let me go ahead and make this thing official. Seeing that we're in a pandemic and a lot of people have been sedentary, and coming out of this pandemic, people are going to need to get fit, get themselves back right. And so I decided to go ahead and get certified to become a personal trainer. So I'm now officially certified personal trainer through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, aka NASM, which is the gold standard for personal trainer certification. So yes.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Now, even before you got certified, your videos on Instagram, on social media, just Instagram, it's been Facebook. I don't know if you started on TikTok or did anything there yet. No, but it's always been inspiring, man. Like I look at it, it's like, my man is hitting it at 5 a.m. Like I got no excuses. Like I got to get out there. So, it's always been cool, man. So I wanted to ask, what's one of the principles that you follow, one of the core principles you follow to live life the way you want to live?
Right. 2 things. The first thing is to just jump. So whatever it is, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, you have to jump. And I listened to so many of those motivational speeches before I decided to jump on my entrepreneurial endeavors, whether it was Steve Harvey's motivation or Denzel Washington's motivational speeches. There's so many out there I will listen to a lot. So that's the one thing, is jump. And second thing is the meaning behind my fitness company, Chainless Fitness. And the meaning behind the chainless is we're not confined to our conditions. And we break those chains by the way we live, by being physically active, by doing the things that, we want to do, and not allowing our circumstances, whatever your condition is, chain you to procrastination, chain you to doubt, chain you to from being productive. And so that's the whole, the whole motion. So it's two things that I live by. You just have to jump, and you're not your condition.
Right.
So, you don't let that tie you down. And, from a Christian perspective, being a Christian and stuff, we're called to, the Lord order your steps, right? And trust and wait on the Lord. But sometimes if you're not out there doing anything, you could be waiting all day. But if you're not putting steps forward, for the Lord to bless, to make something happen, then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're just going to be waiting, because you can have all the faith in the world, but as we say, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So you just can't say, oh, I'm waiting on the Lord, but I haven't put out no applications for a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to give them something to work with.
Right.
And, again, understanding too that, what you perceive for yourself might not be what he wants for you. You know what I mean? So it's not like, okay, Lord, this is what I want. Here's my wish list. Now bless it. No, it has to be aligned with his will for your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
And it's interesting you say that. And I'm just finding out as you're talking the meaning behind chainless. And it's interesting because I know a lot of singers, and you'd be surprised how many of the singers, the singers that it's like, oh man, I love them. They have asthma, or they have a condition that it's like, well, you have that condition, and they didn't let it chain them. And you talked about your Crohn's disease. I know on the Be More Today show that you was on, I think you said you was diagnosed in 2009.
Yeah.
And for me to see you running a fitness organization here in 2021 it just goes to show that you can't let it, because so many people mentally, you can let it chain you down.
Oh, absolutely, man.
You can let it. I mean, is that, have you ever had to push through that where you just felt like, yo, I don't know if I'm gonna do anything that I really want to do because of the condition that I have?
You know what? I've definitely, when I was first diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 2009, I definitely had a moment of doubt right there, a moment of helplessness, a moment of the whoa, why me?
Yeah.
Just for a second, though, And that's one thing that I wanted to speak on too. Like, it's okay. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's okay to have moments of frustration. It's okay to have moments of doubts. It's okay to feel, to be in your feelings. It's okay. Don't stay there, though. Don't stay there. It's when you stay there is when it becomes a cancer. It's when you stay there when it becomes problematic. But it's okay. You're human. You know what I mean? And so I experienced that when I was going through Crohn's disease. I mean, it was very bad, going through the symptoms, not being able to eat, being weak all the time, abdominal pain, excruciating abdominal pain, dropping weight loss like crazy every time I go to the doctor, and going after test after test after test and not knowing what's going on with me. You know what I mean? It got really frustrating. And, thank God for my wife, because, she was true ride or die. This happened literally a year after we got married. So we got married in 2008.
Wow.
And I got diagnosed in 2009. So right away, we put those through sickness and health vows right to the test.
Right.
And funny thing is, me and my wife have been together, married 12 years. December be like 21 years we've been together since our junior year of high school. All that time, no problems. I was good. I was fine. As soon as we got married, then my symptoms came on. And, having her there in my corner, along with my family and stuff, really gave me that foundation to beat this thing. And so once I experienced, that level of lowliness, it was only for a second. And then I bounced back. It's like, okay, you know what? God got you and he's going to see you through. And while I pray for a healing with Crohn's disease, right? Because right now there's no cure. I deal with it through medication that I take, a monthly injection, and then, with my level of fitness and all. So all of these components are how I deal with Crohn's disease. But even though, I will pray for a healing, I also know that if God don't want to, he doesn't have to, and I'm okay with that. And so my prayer is, Lord, let me be a vessel. If this is how you want me to be a vessel, with this Crohn's, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Because I realized that what he died for us, there's nothing in this earth that I can endure to match the ultimate sacrifice that he paid for us. There's no condition I could have, whether it's Crohn's disease, whether it's cancer, whether it's arthritis, whatever disease I inherit while I'm in the flesh.
Right.
Don't compare to what he went through on Calvary.
Right.
You understand? And so when I put that in perspective, it helps me, get through it even more. And so that's just kind of my whole mentality about how I progress through living with Crohn's disease and my output on it.
Right. No, I really love your perspective on that, because so many times we hear about, hey, whatever God went through is nothing compared to what you're going through. So you should just be happy. And the fact that you said, yo, it's okay to be in your feelings, like, you're human, just don't stay there. Like, people need to hear, like, because sometimes they try and cover up and bury their feelings, like, no, I'm all right, when they're not. And if you never talk about it, if you never go, yo, you know what? Yesterday I wasn't all right. Like, today I'm not good. I'm not feeling this, God. Like, he's a God where you can have that conversation. Yo, God, I'm not feeling this. Like, why? Why me? But then after that, you got to get up and go, okay, if you chose me to do this with this, then I got to move on. So I love your perspective on that. I love the way you broke it down.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
I appreciate it, man. And you know what? It's too, like, I have so many strong examples in my life. My mom, she has rheumatoid arthritis. And she's had that since I was a kid, man. And rheumatoid arthritis is the worst arthritis there is out there. So she is crippled. And listen, no matter what it was, talent show, field trip, my mom's was there, whether she was in pain or not. Like, she would be there in her crutches or her wheelchair. She was always, for me and my sister, always growing up, and I'm kidding you not, whether she was in pain or not, she was going to be there. Right. And that sense of strength I got from her. That's why, like, I have her tattooed on my arm. She's a Leo, so I had that lion tattooed on my arm. And it's representative of my mother, because she is she's a strong individual. And so that's another person that I draw my source of strength from. And one more person that was really influential to me, who has passed now, they're no longer with us, was Stuart Scott. Stuart Scott was a ESPN analyst. Right. And he had cancer. And I'll never, ever forget, he won the ESPY. Like, it was like the award of the night for the ESPYs. And the ESPYs is the Grammys of athletics.
Right.
And so whatever their, like, top award was for that night for like humanitarian kind of award. Stuart Scott won that award, and he was extremely motivated because Stuart Scott he had cancer, so he was going through chemo and everything. And right after chemo, he'll go to his kickboxing session, or he'll go and do some weightlifting. Like they showed videos with him still living his life, just as it was a daily routine. And I remember when he accepted his award, he said, when you die, you don't die to cancer. You beat it by how you live, while you live, and the manner in which you live. Mm. And as soon as he said that thing, I was like, wow, like that is something that I use now, a model that I use, that I attribute back to Stuart Scott. Mm-hmm. And I say, you take that and fill the cancer in with whatever it is that you have.
Right.
So for me, again, it's Crohn's disease. I have Crohn's disease. It don't have me, is what I say. Mm-hmm. I beat it by how I live, while I live, and the manner in which I live. And so I want to encourage you people, viewers, listeners that's out there listening. Mm-hmm. Okay, hear me clear. You are not your condition. Mm-hmm. You beat it by how you live, while you live, in the manner in which you live. Okay, it already takes up so much of you. It can't take all of you. Mm-hmm. All right. And so, like I always say too, it's just gonna have to come with me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Now I wanna throw a highlight on this month, because this month is it's Men's Health Awareness Month.
Yes, sir.
And also Father's Day is in there too. And I know you're a father, but I wanted to ask you, because 2009 you got diagnosed. Mm-hmm. Before that, were you the type of guy to always go to the doctor and get checkups, or was it like, I'm good, I don't need to get the checkup, I don't need to see the dentist, like I'm all right?
Man, yeah, I never really before the diagnosis came on, man, I never really went to the doctor. It just wasn't anything that was really, like, I guess a top priority. Mm-hmm. Or something that I just didn't think about. For me, I wouldn't say that it was necessarily because, it was just, from a man's perspective, I don't think I need to go get checked, how we can be. It was just that I just, it wasn't a priority. I mean, you're talking about somebody that's in there. I was like 20. Oh my goodness. What was that? 25, 26?
Oh yeah. You wasn't thinking nothing about no doubt.
26, 27. Yeah. Like, I wasn't thinking about that in my mid 20s.
Right.
Yet alone as a teenager, I definitely wasn't thinking about nothing like that.
Right.
You're young, you vibrant, you YOLO, you thinking you're invincible. You know how it is when you're young and immature. And so, from that perspective, it just wasn't anything that was on my mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, and I say that because so many times they say men, and they're typically talking about older men, 30s and whatever, they don't go to the doctor unless something's wrong, unless something's majorly wrong. Yeah. Like, I'm not just going for a checkup. It's like, oh, you're supposed to get your yearly checkup. It's like, yeah, I'm good. I feel fine. Let's just keep rolling, whatever. Right. And then one time you go for a checkup and it's like, oh man, if you would have came in sooner, we could have caught this before it got to this stage.
Right. And
that's the whole reason for the whole awareness. Now I know, well, I'm assuming after you got diagnosed, it was like doctor visits, like on a normal schedule.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. So after I was diagnosed, I had to have, I had a couple of more frequent visits with my GI doctor. Mm-hmm. That's a gastrointestinal doctor who specializes in my condition. And then I also went ahead and got a primary care doctor just to have, my annual physical, which I need to schedule, and my colonoscopy this year I need to schedule as well. And so, and that's one of the benefits, the blessings, if you will, that come with Crohn's disease, is that I have to have annual checkup, annual colonoscopy, annual or every other year. but I do it annually to monitor the Crohn's and, you know, see how things are progressing, regressing, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes I always have polyps that have to be removed.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, polyps, you know, if they go undetected for a while, could potentially turn cancerous. You know, if you don't tend to them.
Right.
And things. So I often have polyps removed when I have my colonoscopy. But it's just something, a good routine to have done. And now, if it wasn't for the Crohn's disease, then yes, I probably still wouldn't have a colonoscopy, because I believe they say like when you're like 50 or something, about the age that men should have colonoscopies.
Yeah.
But listen, if you're listening out there right now and you're under the age of 50, you're not there yet, I would encourage you, man, go ahead and get that done. It's harmful. The worst part is the prep. That's the worst part. The prep for the colonoscopy. The colonoscopy itself is a breeze. You are under anesthesia, you sleep, and that's it. But the prep is what's the worst part. You know, have to drink the fluid and, you know, getting your body to flow. That's the worst part of it. But other than that, you know, I would highly encourage you to go ahead, get scoped, man, get yourself checked out. You know, like you said, it's better to be proactive,
right,
you know, versus reactive. Because if it's reactive, a lot of times, man, you catch it at a condition that is, you know, it's far.
Yeah. It's far. And I gotta be honest. I gotta be transparent, man. You preaching to me, man. I'm over 50 and I haven't done the colonoscopy because, you know, I hear the stories and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get to that when I get some free time. And, you know, you never got free time. You got to make time.
You got to make time, man. Listen, bro, I promise you, I'm telling you, it's easy. The prep is the worst part. The prep is the worst part. You know, you gotta, and give you a nugget. If you're gonna get the colonoscopy done, try to get an early appointment, like first thing in the morning.
Okay,
that's when I get it, first thing in the morning, because, you know, if you get in the afternoon, you got that 24-hour fasting period where you can only drink fluids, and then like after a certain time, you can't have anything to drink. So it's only solid liquids. So if you get it first thing in the morning,
right,
you can get back to eating.
Yeah.
That's just a little tip of advice. So that's why I schedule mine, because I can't be having a colonoscopy at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, not eating, you know.
Right. You slept and all of that.
Yeah, man. I need my fluids. I need all of that stuff. So I always schedule them first thing in the morning, normally around 8 or 9 o'clock.
Nice. Now I gotta get on that. I really do. I want to ask you, because I know when we first, as a matter of fact, when you did the podcast and when we first met, when you did the Be More Today show, you was running what was it, Marquis Rashoid, right? With the bow ties. You still doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. I still have Marquis Rashoid. It's still active and well. And as you heard on the podcast last time, you know, we were able to incorporate face masks and stuff into our business at the time of the height of the pandemic.
Right.
So we were able to incorporate that into our offerings, as well as help the first responders when they had a shortage of masks. So that's kind of how we got into the mask thing with the pandemic, because there was, as you know, a shortage.
Right.
And the governor was calling for people that sew and small businesses to help to meet the demand. And it was awesome. You know, the masks that we did provide for the first responders, they wore over their N95 mask.
Nice.
Because there was a shortage of them. So, you know, they just tried to prolong as long as they can. So the ones we wear, they were over their N95 mask. And so that's how we got into that. But Marquis Rashoid is still active, is still well. But, you know, it was just time to pivot, just going with culture and going with society and stuff, you know. Fitness is, again, something that I'm really passionate about. As you see, I mean, I've been working out for decades.
Yeah,
You know, decades, man. And it was just time to pivot and help other people, achieve their goals. And that's what I'm passionate about. See, a lot of people, they have, I think they like the concept of exercise, and they just don't have that accountability partner, that person to push them or check in with them. You know what I mean? So they just kind of, get lackadaisical and sedentary, and it's like, but, and so that's why I really want to become a personal trainer, man, to really help people to be the best version of themselves. Not so much a particular number on a scale, but to feel the best that you can.
So I want to ask this also. What's one of your most memorable success stories? And it could be from wherever.
Yeah, sure. One of my most memorable success stories is with Marquis Rashoid. When I started the company in 2014, look, entrepreneurship is tough. Not even gonna lie, it's tough. And when I first started Marquis Rashoid, I was so frustrated, because it's like I started a company and things were slow, no sales wasn't really coming in like I want, getting one sale here, two sales there, and it's like, what's going on? What am I gonna do? I remember meeting Tashia one time at her job. We had to go get our taxes done. And, we were walking. I was so frustrated that day. I was just so frustrated, just venting to her while we walking, with the business. And she was like, you know what, babe? Like, she said, you got to think about how committed are you to this? Like, how serious are you? How committed? Like she was like, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for it to grow, and she understood that. And that's the most important thing of having a supportive spouse, somebody in your corner, because my wife carries the load for us. You know what I mean? Yeah, financially, I put it out there, like she's the supporter while I'm building up a foundation. You know what I'm saying? While I'm living my entrepreneurial goals, she's holding it down. You know what I mean? The bills, all that kind of stuff, while I build a company. And so she was like, yo, look, you got to decide how dedicated are you to this? I know it's not going to grow. It's going to take time. And, she expects that. And I was like, I'm just, just frustrated. I won't, like I started this business. I want to open my email and see like 100 orders in there every day. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And so the success came in right here where I had to think outside the box. Like, you know what? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. That night, I went home. I made the letterhead for my business. Okay, this is just starting out, right? I didn't have none of that stuff yet. Made a letterhead for my business. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to get a list of all the alumni network, all the alumni associations from all these universities and stuff. So I went online. I got my alma mater alumni information. Excuse me. All these universities, Michigan, University of Florida, University of Texas, University of Tennessee, Florida State, where I went to, University of Miami, all these universities, old school. I typed up about 70, 80 letters.
Nice.
On my computer, printed them all out, got envelopes, stamps, old fashioned, send them all out, right in the mail. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
Here's the caveat, baby. Out of all those 80 letters I sent out, 80, 70 letters, I got one reply. And that one reply was from my alma mater, Florida State University, the president of the Alumni Association. One, he loved bow ties. Two, his mother has Crohn's disease. And a portion of our proceeds, we donated Crohn's and colitis research. So since I have Crohn's, that's something that's very personal to me. And so that's why we contribute part of our sales to Crohn's. And when Scott received the letter, it was like, wow, he loved bow ties and his mother has Crohn's disease. instant connection. Here he is, the president of the Alumni Association. Look, he ordered a bow tie from me immediately. Mm-hmm. One time they were doing a tour because through the summertime, the springtime, they toured throughout the states to different states like boosters and that kind of stuff. So they were coming to New York. I got an email. He's like, hey, Marquis, we're going to be in New York City. And I would like you to be my guest. I was like, what? I had never met Scott before, person, besides the exchange, with him buying the bow tie. And he's like, I'm going to be in New York. I want you to be my guest. He's like, I want you to make sure you're in a place where I can introduce you, like to see you. So I did that. I went, they had the event at the Waldorf Astoria on Park Avenue. Mm-hmm. And he saw me, he introduced me. He had his bow tie on that he bought from me. He was telling people like, hey, this is the guy that got my bow tie. And then when before he introduced the president of the university, he was standing up there. He gave me a shout out, told me to come up. He pointed to me and was like, listen, the rest was history. After that, people started coming up to me. It was like, oh, hey, like, introducing themselves. I met one alumni, Maura Hayes. She is the president of operations for Times Square Studios. That's where Good Morning America is. She set up for me to go on to Good Morning America and meet with Robin Roberts, the host. And so Robin Roberts was a breast cancer survivor. Mm-hmm. So I had my breast cancer bow ties for that month. And so I got to go backstage, meet Robin Roberts, and her a bow tie. And
nice.
Yes, the rest was history. Another thing, Scott put me in contact with the owner of our bookstore at Florida State. Mm-hmm. And from that connection, my bow ties was in our bookstore for 3 years.
Nice.
So, things started to go. And again, that all started from sending out those 70 plus letters and getting that one response. And that one response turned into these doors opening that I just shared with you.
That's what's up, man. And it's not like you sat down and said, let me just send everybody an email or whatever and take the easy road. You went old fashioned letters and envelopes and all of that.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that like you said, man, faith without works is dead. You put the work in, then God can go, I'm going to bless that. I'm going to blow on that. I'm going to watch this. Watch what I do with with the work he put in.
Right.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. So let me ask you, what's next? What's next for you, man?
Man, just continue to walk on this path, man, Chainless Fitness, man, and really get this thing going. I already had a couple of consultations. I got another one this afternoon as well. So, man, that's really it, man. I just want to focus on Chainless and get this thing really rolling, man. And you're gonna be seeing a lot. You're gonna be seeing a lot from Chainless. I'm gonna incorporate things that I've learned in Marquis Rashoid.
Right.
I'm gonna incorporate it with this now, man. So you're gonna see a lot.
That's what's up. And I got to give you a personal thank you, man, because every once in a while, seems like often you throw out music in there. You throw the Be More Today music in there, the stuff I produce. Yo, I really appreciate that, bro.
Hey, man, listen, it's good stuff, man. Jokingly, I was telling Sean one time, I told Sean, I was like, man, I think I'm probably might be your biggest promoter out here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, on the Instagram shorts, man, it's like, yo, that's the music. He's rocking it. So that's what's up, man. We really appreciate you, man.
Listen, man, this is what it's about, man. You guys, I love Be More Today. I love the theme, and it's all. I like it. I'm gonna rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for anything. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's not like that. I don't want nothing. I just like the music, so I'm gonna use it.
Right. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Oh. So, what's the best way people can follow you, support, see what you're doing?
Yes, definitely, man. So you can follow my Instagram at Mr. underscore Crohn's CROHNS fighter 09. Okay, Mr. underscore Crohn's fighter 09. That's my fitness account. And then Marquis Rashoid is at Marquis MARQUIS Rashoid RASHOID. So those two platforms you can find me. If you want to follow along and get some inspiration and see how we get that work.
That's what's up, man. So that's on Instagram and on Facebook?
Yeah, that's on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook is the same, Marquis Rashoid.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm gonna put the links in the description so people could just click on it. So
yeah.
Definitely follow and support Marquis. Man, I really appreciate you, man. Any final thoughts or words of advice you want to leave with people?
Man, listen, I just want to encourage you guys, man. Just jump. Okay. Just jump. Look, take that leap of faith. And it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. I would be doing you a disservice if I say, yeah, you jump, man, everything about to happen. This is gonna happen for no. You're gonna hit those walls, just like I did. But you have to find a way to persevere and get around them. My perseverance was sending out 80 plus letters to get one response, but that's all it takes is one, And so just stay committed, trust the process. And again, remember, you are not your condition. You have it. It doesn't have you. Onward and upward.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, dude. Thanks again, man. Thanks again. And I want to thank everybody that's watching and listening. Thank you again for supporting the Words for Life podcast. Thank you for all my Be More Today supporters out there. We really love you. We appreciate you. Again, you want to connect with Marquis. All the links are going to be in the description. I don't know if it's up, down, to the side, wherever you're checking this out at. It's going to be whenever it describes the podcast. The links will be there. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the podcast, like it, share it with a friend. It's encouraging. It happens every week. We're going to end with a Words for Life track. So stay tuned for that. That should inspire you as well. And our hope is that something that we said here today inspires you to make the rest of your life the best part of your life. Absolutely. And with that, we out.
In the book of 2 Samuel, there's a interesting text in chapter 4, verse number 4. It says, and Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son that was lame of his feet. He was 5 years old when the tidings came of Saul and Jonathan out on Jezreel, and his nurse took him up and fled. And it came to pass that as she made haste to flee, that she dropped him. And he became lame, and his name was Mephibosheth. Sermon title for this afternoon, Dropped but Restored. Now catch this thing. Grab the pathos this year. He was dropped by someone who was supposed to be caring for him. He was dropped by the person he trusted. I know you love children, but you're never going to be able to have children of your own. Dropped. The test results are back, and it looks cancerous. Dropped. The finances just aren't what we thought they were going to be in the company this year, and we're going to have to downsize some people. Dropped. We did all we could to save them, but they died. dropped. I'm ending this relationship, this marriage. Hear me, it's not you, it's me. Dropped. We all have had some experience in our personal lives of what it means to be dropped by somebody else. Bless your hearts, it's a painful thing. So painful that we try to hide it. We try to pretend like we haven't been dropped. We pull ourselves up and say, don't bother me none. We try not to let people know that we've been dropped. We try to hide it behind our careers and behind our titles. And we feel that if we could just get one more letter behind our name or in front of our name, maybe we won't have ever been dropped. Some of us try to hide behind our money or behind our toys. So every time a new phone comes out or a new car comes out, we run and we buy it because we hope it's gonna make us feel like we've never been dropped. Some of us hide behind our clothes and behind our kids and behind our family members and behind all other types of things. Some of us even try to hide behind religion. Hello. See, for many of us, when we were dropped, that wasn't bad enough. But after we fell and hit that hard surface, there was damage that was done to us. We became damaged goods. Now I know y'all don't like to hear that, because we all want to think we're okay and we're perfect just the way we are. But the truth of the matter is, even though somebody looking at you may say you're okay, on the inside you realize the damage that the dropping did to you. You know what? When I was a little boy, we used to have a rule in our house. And the rule of the house was you can't play ball in the house. And so one day my mother was gone, and my brother and I, so it was his fault really. My brother and I decided that we were gonna play catch with this little Nerf football. And he threw it too hard one time, and I missed it. But I had backup because the lamp caught it for me. And then as the lamp started to fall off the lampstand, the lamp had backup too, because the floor caught the lamp. Think about it, it'll come to you. And this thing broke into like 4 pieces. And I was scurrying around. Have you ever made a mistake and your sin catches up with you? So I was scurrying around looking for the super glue. Found this stuff and my brother's crying, we're gonna be killed, we're gonna be killed. And I'm saying, shut up, man. And I get the super glue, and like a skillful surgeon, I took those pieces and I put just the right amount of glue on there and I connected them all together. And it almost looked like new. Somebody caught it. The almost part. What I didn't notice was that not only had the lamp broken, but it had chipped in some pieces. You do know what chipping is, right? It's kind of like little pieces were missing, and those pieces had paint. And so when you glued it back together, even though the seams looked good, there were pieces that were chipped. And so I sat there and I looked and I said, you know what? I got it. I got it. I said, God has blessed us today. Telling my brother, I said, man, God has blessed us. All the chips are on the same side. Somebody knows you probably did this before. That's why you laugh. And so I got the lamp and I put it back together and I turned the chip side towards the wall. And let me tell you what happened. My mother came in that day and we sat there, nobody even breathed. Sweat pouring off my brother's head. But I knew, because these skilled hands had worked to put it back together. And my mother walked past the lamp and she didn't say anything, and I said, yes. And one day went by, and 2 days went by, and 3 days went by, and a month went by, and another month went by. And then one day, you do know there's always a one day, right? Huh? One day it was dark, and I don't know what happened, and she turned this lamp on, and she had turned it on before, and everything was okay. But this one day, she turned the lamp on, and the chips gave me away. Because somehow or another, I don't know how it happened, but light seemed to penetrate through the chips, and they showed up real funny on the wall. And my mother looked and said, hey, what's this? I tried to restore the lamp, but I couldn't do it. Because I didn't have the power to restore the lamp, to make it like it was before it was dropped and before it was damaged. But we serve a God who has the ability to take a broken lamp, chips and all, somehow or another use the super glue of his own blood, redeem and restore us back to our original factory condition. God is actively seeking those who are lost to bring them back home to his table. That's the kind of love that Christ has for the sinner. He wants to come and take us in our brokenness and bring us back home to himself.